Hello, my name is Sunshine Nguyen, and I will be beginning my 15th year teaching in Juneau School District. Fortunately, I came across this wonderful program through UAS that allowed me to get my master's degree in mathematics K through 8, learning besides some pretty fabulous teachers. Because these classes were all online, it gave me an opportunity to get some great insight from teachers and see what they are doing all across the state of Alaska. Now I'm going to walk you through my professional portfolio. Here on my video introduction page, there is this purple button here that you can click on and you'll be watching this video that you're watching currently. And then of course I have some information on myself and my family who are my life right now. Then if you click on my first reflection one, it goes through my philosophy, which basically is that every child wants to learn. Every child should have the ability to learn. We just have to be able to engage them, differentiate, and respect them as individuals. So being able to supply them with the things that they need in their learning environment in order to facilitate their learning. So as you scroll down, you'll come across these purple highlighted words, which are different artifacts that support the information within my portfolio. For example, here in my philosophy, engagement is huge. Not only engagement, but differentiation and respect. But just looking at engagement, I have an article that supports intrinsic motivation in students. Or I have my internship reflection, which shows me creating badges in order to engage those students, especially those ones that are not necessarily engaged in any other way. And then here I have my survival craft scenario page that the instructor sent to us so that we know exactly what it is that we are doing in regards to that specific internship. Then we go down to differentiation, where I show you how gaming provides opportunities for differentiation, which is a reflection that I created on using Minecraft as a tool rather than just the basis of educating students, because differentiation requires that everybody's involved with it and everybody's enjoying what they're doing, or not necessarily enjoying, but doing what they need to do in order to get that learning experience. Then lastly, respect, which is a huge part of my classroom. I require that all students be respectful. If I respect them, then they should be respecting me. And I don't tend to have any issues with that because of the fact that day one they're walking in and I show them that I respect them, and in return they do the same. So I have Mini Society on here as my artifact because it is a wonderful program that shows that respect, that builds upon that philosophy as well. Then down on the very bottom of all the pages, if I have any work that is cited within that page, I've cited it down below. Then if you want to click on any of the links, I've actually put a link click here so that you can go to that link. And you can just scroll up back to the top and you can go to any of my other reflections. If we just go to the next one, which is human development, it'll go through brain development and how very important it is for teachers, instructors, everybody actually, to know the difference between how children are versus how adults learn. Then I have another artifact down here, which is building a ramp, which has the students create or build a ramp within their own school, or a graphing community problem, because once again, we need to connect everything with our community, not only to have that community basis, but to show them that everything is related to the outside world as well. You know, we're not doing this just so that we can torture our students, we do it so that they have that connection with the outside world. Then we go to reflection 3, which is differentiation. I have here a little comic for you involving my family because, that's my world right now. So adaptation for diverse students, which, specifies in differentiation, is super important because we have very diverse students. There are so many students that come with so many different backgrounds and cultures is the center of their world. So we have to keep that in mind and really focus on their learning styles in order to help them out. So what I have for differentiation is my Minecraft shelter, which allows students to work together in groups and then go out and do things individually as well. And then, of course, my straw tower, which is another artifact that requires the students to build a straw structure and be able to hold 7 marbles on it. So being able to do things as groups as well as individually and independently, I'm able to differentiate. Specifically with the straw towers, I had 2 different levels. I was working with a first grader and a fourth grader, and so knowing that they're very different in their learning, just their attempts and what I'm probably going to receive as their outcomes, I'm better able to teach because I know what to expect and where and when to help students out versus when to kind of hold back and let them go on their own. So on the very bottom here, I have examples of badges that I have created when I was doing a Minecraft with one of the technology classes that I helped to instruct. Specifically this class here, I created them badges on their own because it helped to motivate some students who didn't even want badges, but as soon as they learned that they were going to be badges of themselves or people that they're working with or even their finished models, they were extremely excited about it. So then going right back up to the top, we have our content knowledge, and content knowledge goes through all the different math concepts. So going down, you have problem solving and reasoning and proofing and so on and so forth. So I have case studies and topic reports, multi-grade assignments. I've got all sorts of different artifacts that support the different areas in mathematical content because there are so many vast areas, and I think that every single area needs to be addressed, whether I've taken it as my college course yet or not, but it all is very important in the world of mathematics and that connection between math and the world, which the students need to also be able to see that there is not only, real world applications, but that there's a connection between all the different subjects within education, math, science, reading, writing. Then we get to assessment, which should be a guiding point for your instruction and your planning. I have focused on place-based instruction and have included a couple of research entry papers that really demonstrate how place-based is assessment orientated so that we can constantly be progress monitoring, because that is very important to keep on top of how students are learning and be able to change things as students grow and as their interests are, relayed to everyone. As you see these different markers come out, then you can address it in their education and modify, accordingly. Then down here I go into formative and summative assessments, formative being that progress monitoring, always monitoring during the instruction of the lessons or the unit that's going on, and then the summative, which is the follow-up at the very end. So I've done some assessment research and gone down here and included my data sources matrix, which is basically an assessment guideline for what and when to do different assessments during a specific unit that I created. So if I go down to my learning community, then I focus on my classroom management, which is something that I pride myself in because classroom management is part of that respect and safety and comfort zone for the students to be in, so that they have this environment that they feel comfortable in expressing themselves and creating and doing what it is that they need to do. So on here I have included Training Our Future Teachers Classroom Management, which is just one of several different resources that you can find online. Then coming down to social interactions, I have a place-based garden activity that is a unit on creating a garden at a school. So the kids have to actually do research to build and create a community garden within their classrooms, which is part of that social interaction. Then as you scroll down, there's project-based learning, which is actually a research paper that I have in regards to advantages and disadvantages to allowing students the choice. A lot of times we don't give the opportunity to the students to have those choices, and I think that it's important for us to do so. Then, of course, I have a reflection on mental math as well, because that is part of that choice, being able to allow students to create their own problems within the classroom setting is also great for empowering them. Then we move on to parents and community, and communication is a key factor in students and parents getting involved within the classroom. So I have my blog page on here as an example for communicating with parents, not just paper copies, but doing things online, because that's kind of the wave of the future. Rubrics, sending those home is another huge thing, because if you don't send things home to parents that are telling them what is required of their students or their kids, they have no idea what it is that we're requiring of them. Then, of course, family involvement, always opening the door to families and making them feel comfortable in the classroom anytime they come, giving those phone calls home of positive versus just calling when there's an issue. Then we get to professionalism, where I have another artifact here and another research paper here, professional growth, all the different things that I have done to continue my growth through, outside of what I'm doing currently as, a member of JEA or as a SHAPE Alaska representative, all the different things that I'm doing in order to continue my professionalism and continue that growth of learning, which is my lifelong desire to continue learning throughout the rest of my life, and to share that with all the people that are in my life, all the staff members that I'm involved with as well. Then last, there's technology, and technology is just unlimited. There are so many things out there, from social medias to different presentations like Prezi, or what I'm doing right now with the Screencast-O-Matic, being able to combine things like the Prezi and Screencast-O-Matic and post it on YouTube and create my UBD scientific investigation unit so that everybody can see it at any point in time is just mind-blowing for me. When I began this master's program, I didn't have a clue what is all out there, but I've included basically what I feel as being my strong points in technology now, as of now, and of course, continuing on from here. And then lastly, just technology as a supportive tool. It should always be seen as a supportive tool, not as the means all know all. This is what they're learning and this is what they're doing. It should be something that should support their learning and not be the basis of it, because there's so many things that they can get from doing hands-on projects and getting out there and actually writing things down, or getting out into the field and things of that sort. But technology shouldn't just be pushed aside. It should be included because of the fact that it is part of their life and it's going to continue being part of their lives. And that's what our job is, to make sure that they are ready and prepared to be productive members in society. So that is my professional portfolio, and I hope you've enjoyed it.